Hey guys, it's Cheryl from Ruggles Hill Farm, back here to say hi. I went to, well, my grandmother passed away. She was 102. It was a life very well lived. A huge showing of the kids, great grandkids, great grandkids, and great great grandkids. So it was a good send off as funerals go. And I'm attempting to get back to a little bit of normal. I'm beginning to think there's no such thing. But anyway, I did go to a local scrapbook convention primarily because Blue Night Red Rubber Stamps was there, and I did a couple classes, and I will try to upload a short later of her doing her classes. And so I try to shop her booth pretty good, and this was a green we didn't have of the pan pastels, so I can add those to my palettes. My sister and I went shopping together because we share a lot of our art supplies. And then I was a sucker. I was trying really hard not to buy more paper, but then this paper called my name. So this is Mente, which always seems to be paper that I become a sucker for. So the back page of their front page is always cutouts. And these papers are kind of like the Where's Waldo of cute animals, kind of. Hedgehogs and deer and foxes. Little baby bear. I did cut one page and like pretty quick. You can make pretty quick cards without doing much, and I like that. And these are kind of a summery woodland, or springy, so you could get away with using them for all sorts of stuff. And then it repeats itself. So, Wildwood Secrets, Mente. Love their paper. It's a problem. Need counseling. I don't remember where we set the runner for these, but we did a make and take at a booth and used their tape runners, and it was these easy runner things. They don't make any noise. I mean, they make a little noise, but not like the other stuff, and so we bought some because I can't stand the sound. I got some more tools for the pan pastels. We took some classes. I don't think my cards are in here. I think I left them. Oh, here are some of those little pieces I cut out. I was just seeing how they would look on a background. Yeah, see? No work, card made. So, anyway, I bought these, which, as you know, I was doing these Christmas cards, and I was saying, man, if I only had some trees for the background. So I looked at trees and I looked at some other stuff, and this has the deer, but the deer are separate. So I can just do like that background just off the side, like, you know, do it where it's off the edge, and then put the horse in front of it, so, or up high. And Tommy has just found a bone and is chewing. That's what the weird sound in the background is. And then I got some little silhouette animals, so we can add those to our winter scenes. Then some summer ducks, which I do already have swans, so I can use this whole set and then put the swans in the middle instead. And these were like stamps that they're retiring, and so I got them for $7. And then of course I got a pony. So he's just the horse and the grass, the wheat, and he was also, or she was clearanced. Some more silhouette animals, which of course includes foxes. And then they have a new, so clouds and waves, it's all one mask to make clouds and waves. So let me pull it out so you can see. So, I mean, you literally put it down on your paper, and you, even if you don't use like the pan pastels, you can use this for ink blending. And it was, to me, it was $6 was I could probably make one on my Cricut, but then I'd have to, you know, uncover the Cricut and do all that stuff, and bought it. So I got those, and then I have the turtle stamps. They're here someplace. And so I got the dies to cut out my turtle and stuff. So, and that was all I got at the show. I think there was one other pad of paper that Valerie and I split. I just don't know where we set it. So I have to put these in inventory and put those away. And then I got an order. I had some bonus coupons, so I used coupons. And so I got this Ladybug Picnic embossing folder. These dies, which they go with this fragrant layers. And I got it primarily for this cover plate die and then these big flowers. So, of course, some cute labels too, but. And stamps are the kind where you have the outline and then you can just add the color to it by using stamping. I'll get to this. I have a Happy Mail from, random piece of cardstock. Happy Mail from Cindy. And my sister got these. There was a bling booth. I didn't even go in the bling booth because, you know, trouble. But she got me some beeses. So those will have to go in a journal. So the way they have a product of the month every month with Stampin' Up, and you have to spend $75 after you use all your coupons, and because I had coupons I wasn't up to $75. So I got some, this is the two-sided cardstock, which is cardstock that has a white core and is the main color, like this is Cajun Craze, and then the back is just a lighter shade of Cajun Craze. And they are white core, which means like if you emboss them or something and you sand them, you get color. So I picked a pack. This one was like Lovely Day, Lovely Florals, because it had some colors that I did not have. So I've got that. And I hope everybody's been doing great and life has not gotten as crazy for everybody as, well, I mean, as it always is, but you know. And this is Delicate Dreams. This is the one I was waiting bated breath for because it has the newest blue, which is called Hydrangea Hue, and hasn't even been released yet, but they sneaked it into this. So it's this lovely dusty blue. And I don't know if you can see, it's blingy paper. So, and then the backs, as usual, the B-sides are more background, and this is also blingy. So, and this, I'm trying to see. See, I can't remember if it's the same. Since I didn't buy them as a kit, those dies may cut this paper as well. I will look on the catalog later. Ooh, that's kind of cool. I hadn't even looked at the back of this one. You guys are looking at it with me. I got all this stuff and I was getting ready for funerals and whatnot. You guys will also have to tell me I bought some fabric to make a quilt in Grandma's memory. So if you guys are fabric people and you want me to come back and do a quilt like but I sort of feel like most of you are here for paper crafting. And this is my favorite piece. This is one, I've got to make myself not hoard it. I got to make cards with it because it's gorgeous. So, and I have asked my aunt if she would like me to make some thank you cards for the people who came to the funeral and sent things and whatnot, because that feels like something I can do and something that I enjoy doing. So hopefully she won't say no. Then this is Garden Poetry, and I got it just because it's rainbow. So I'm just going to flip through this one. Oh, Lord. So that's Pretty Peacock and Garden Green. So it does this sort of change across the colors to And then the back is like a watercolor of that. And then these are oranges and yellows. So I like paper that is, and this blue is a really strong blue. And the other thing I was thinking is, as I'm learning this whole quilting thing, as I'm new to it, I'm going to do, like when I'm trying to learn how to make a square, like a block for, I'm going to cut paper to do it, which obviously isn't going to be the same thing. I'm not going to be doing half square triangles and stuff, but just so that the layout sticks in my head, and I think it'll be a fun thing to make cards that also are quilt patterns. So log cabins and rail fences and whatnot. And those of you who just went, what? It's fine, it's fine. Quilting's a whole other set of language. And then this was the product of the month for February. I do believe there is still some of it, which the product of the month is $5 when you buy $75 after coupons and discounts. So this is why I got this. Well, also it was $5. So I like rainbowy stuff. And this one is 3 sheets of each design, which I also like because sometimes I feel like, you know, you have a favorite paper and there's not enough of it. And again, the fronts are these, I don't know, they're almost organic leafy type. Obviously the rainbow one's not exactly right as leafy, but like it's just very organic. And then this one, it's mermaid scales. I don't know what it was meant to be, but it's mermaid scales. So, and then I have this one, which is just an ombre. So, I'm sorry about the lighting. And then the back of it is these arabesque tile shapes, I guess. So, pretty. And then this is the last one, which is probably the coolest one as far as. And a lot of people who've been making it have literally been cutting on these lines and then just adding that to cards, so which is a cool kind of way to use it. And again, this is the kind of thing too that then it sparks if I'm playing in my art journal, like to do something. Oh, I can just swash some colors and, you know. So you don't have to go out and buy the paper. You can create. So I kind of wish we were live, but I sort of assumed that as soon as we've had storms so much that Adler's been barking himself hoarse. There's apparently not enough trazodone for this kind of storming. I'll show you the paper pumpkin for, this was February's paper pumpkin. I think that's right. Yeah, because we haven't gotten March's yet. And I hadn't even opened it because, you know, it is what it is. So it's an Easter one. And with Shy Shamrock ink. And I always save these. I don't open them. I don't unseal them unless I'm like going to take it someplace and work on it. Ooh, pink. Because I keep them sealed that way if I ever need that color to go, it's not all dried out. Oh my mercy. Although I have some that are really old that are not dried out. And let's be honest, I use the tissue paper in journals, and I will actually take a stamp and stamp on the tissue paper and then seal it with my laminator as a way to keep track of what the stamps are, because you stamp like this, and then when you laminate it, you have the back side so you can lay your stamps on it and see them. I don't have one laying out here. I'd show you. Okay, so anyway. Opening. And if you follow other people, they probably already opened theirs ages ago because they're not slackers. But I should have named my channel Slackers or Us or something, because it is what it is. And I tend to go, it's not that I go AWOL, like I'm not pouting or anything. I just, you know, it's that whole, if you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. So I don't just want to be whinging. So some pretty pink, it looks like embroidery floss type fabric. And these, they always come with, so this is the bling. These are glue dots, and then it looks like mini dimensionals. So it always comes with its goodies. Some pretty envelopes. It looks like they're all the same. Oh, mercy. There you go. I have to make sure my camera's up so I can see what you guys are seeing because it can be pretty crappy. So it's got all the little label parts and little look, eggies. And I don't know, this is the top of some sort of tag, or it's just a tiny tag. I guess I'll look, see. It's like a sneaky. Here are all the little cutouts. Oh my gosh, the bunny. So since Easter's early this year, I guess it's good that they sent it early, even though I'm opening it a little late. So oh my goodness. Like, you can't win. It's either not enough light or too much light. Some more card fronts. Here's a little flower card. Oh my goodness. By the way, I want to say bad words, but then I'd have to say my Rosemary's. So I won't. And it's a silly thing if you've never gotten a paper pumpkin before. It is made so you could literally take scissors and do it in a parking lot, you know, sitting waiting for your kids in the line or whatever. And that's why this comes in it. It's like a little tiny lap. It's, you know, it's just a piece of, and I of course keep them because you can make a journal front right out of that. Here are the backgrounds. So this is what the stamps say. And I love that they come with a stamp set because obviously you can use that for other stuff. If I was like just starting my stamping journey, this would be a good way to, you know, you get new stamps every month. So that's just the directions. So anyway, that's that. I will attempt to put that together this week, and maybe we'll do it together. I also got this because my old 2-inch punch, which was one of like the white clunky ones, it started like, my husband's like, well, if you hold it just so, and I'm like, it's tearing up expensive paper. I'm not doing that anymore. And I do like these, like EK Success and Stampin' Up both have these that lock, so they're, and 2 inches a size I use a lot, so I went ahead and replaced it. So it goes up here with some of my stamps. Wouldn't say all because that'd be ridiculous. All right, so buckle in. I went to the Goodwill. And there's a whole other bag that was in this that was that I've already unloaded, and it was some Stampin' Up, like these kind of stamps, but they were retired colors. 2 or 3 of them were completely still in the package, and I paid $6. Then I also got stuff, some leather working stuff for my husband, which he's already put away. All right. So stop laughing at me, guys. It's not funny. And I decide I am going to, some of these I'm actually going to sell, not because I want to make a profit, but because I didn't want to leave them there. Because I know somebody here has got, I don't really do the stamping people thing so much. These are ridiculously adorable though. And $3. That one was $4. So some of them were a little more than, but I mean, these are all, they don't make these anymore. Oh, there goes Adler complaining. This cowgirl's pretty adorable. And then here's a Christmas one, Naughty or Nice. So, anyway, I'm gonna put those back in the bag because I'm probably gonna list those on Marketplace. I don't know, sometimes I feel like that's my problem with shopping, is they're like little homeless pets and I have to bring them home. And then I got this for my planner, which are just planner stickers, and they have like these little washi tape bits. $1.99 for, and there was like 3 or 4 stickers total missing. And they're all pretty designs, whatnot. So I can put it right there with my planner. And so the same thing that had the stamp pads in it, which if anybody needs Pear Pizzazz, I have a duplicate of that one, let me know. It was $5.99 for like 6 stamp pads and all of these. So this is Parisian Flourish. And this is not new, but it's a newer one. That's the newer packaging. A Sizzix stripey one. I don't know. This was for cutting. This was just randomly in there. If anybody knows exactly what that's for, let me know. This is called, this is a very old one, Scattered Sequins. So. And then, I don't know what this one's supposed to be called, but I'm calling it Champagne Bubbles. And don't panic about what this is on. I have a faux leather couch that is becoming a faux leather pain in my butt and shedding. And then this pretty little butterfly guy. So, and then it's the sewing stuff. $4. I don't even know what all's in here. Look, I haven't even opened it, guys. We're doing it together. Seam binding, which when I first learned to groom, this is what we used to make ribbons in dog's hair. 13-cent rickrack. Anybody needs some of my pink rickrack? I share. Iron-on seam binding. Not sure about what to do with that. More of that blue seam binding. Green bias tape. And that's a very 1970s color. Plexicloth bias tape. Mercerized elastic, some really old lace. Hold on. Do not fall out and stab me in the foot. Thank you. So, pretty lace. It's somewhat yellowed. And then more seam binding. Yeah, that's all just a purple. And then one bias tape. I'm going to put you back here because I know how pins like to find me. More elastic. Some ridiculous blingy gold rickrack, which I freaking think is hilarious. Love it. Hold on. Scissors. We have thread attacking everything. And a bunch of this, I'm going to not pull the thread out too far because depending, if this is all cotton thread, it's probably, no, some of it's polyester. It does, if it sits in the light and stuff, it does, you know, you have to say a little prayer and bury it. You don't have to actually bury it. For permanent iron-on tape. Okay. So I'm going to leave the threads in there so we don't have too big of a disaster. Are you ready? Here's the whole other one. Did you guys leave already? Some more 70s colors. Green. Freaking giant rickrack. Wrapped around some sort of, who knows what this package is from. I'm going to have to like, I don't know, it feels like I need to make a Charlie Brown shirt. Bias tape, purple, black. This, I believe, was white. It's kind of cream. Oh, natural, so it's not yellow as much as I thought. Some natural colored rickrack, and that's actually pretty good sized. And man, they don't make it. I swear it's not the same anymore. See how close I can get in it? See it? It's not. It hates us. My camera. There. Some gold. And I'd say that's that same quality of bias tape, bias tape. These are, oh no. What is it we use that's the crinkled? This isn't, this one's bias tape. This one, no, they both are crap. We'll see what we can do with them. Yellow and pink and pink. Some brown. Another shade of brown. Black. Bias tape. Somebody had a lot of a problem. Wait, hold on, it's me. I have a problem. Seam binding. There's some old seam binding. Yay! 25 cents. Marked down to 10 cents whenever it was for sale. So it's a good Christmassy color of seam binding. Wide bias tape. Lime green bias tape. Anybody see a theme here? Oh my goodness. Teeny tiny. Oh, come on, lighting. Teeny tiny rickrack. Bias tape. I do not know. Some sort of... I'm assuming this is kind of like the seam, like the lacy stuff for seams. This is where I wish my mom was around. She'd remember what that was for. Piping, purple bias tape, satin ribbon, 4 3/4 yards of blanket binding. Oh, is this silky? I was just saying the other day, so my mom used to make quilts for the babies in the family, and we always had the blankets with that silky edging, and then now nobody does that anymore. And is this silky? Sorry, this tape is it's been on there 30 years or more. It's meant to be silky. Instead, it's kind of plasticky. This is not. That would be a no from me. Yuck. That was disappointing. Corded piping. Guess what? More bias tape. Some more of that crap. I'm not opening it this time. I'm not falling for it again. Black bias tape. Hem facing. Look at this. Extra wide double fold bias tape in these so retro colors. I'm gonna have to, I think we can make like journal tags with bias tape around the edge, something. Come on guys, let's come up with ideas. I got a lot. More of that same. Wide, looks like white. Seam tape. I don't know, random ball of yarn. Bias tape. Quilt binding. I don't know how people, so I've been watching a lot of videos, and my grandma was a quilter, so generally I know what, like we do 2.5 inch binding and then you fold it. I guess that might work, but that seems too skinny for me. Oh my gosh. Sears and Roebuck. Okay, this packaging is journal material for sure. Be good. Do not tear. I mean, you can tear a little. Of course. Bless you. Everybody say, bless you to Lily. 8 yards of rickrack. And this bonus little paper. And an empty spool. Some scraps. Boy, they had some of this fabric is like they were trying out modern fabrics and it wasn't going to plan. But look, they pre-crinkled it for us on accident. So anyway, that's my disaster that I have amassed while I have been unable to actually put it all away and do stuff. And I actually have an entire, it's actually an old drawer from a sewing machine that I keep these in. And it's full. So sort through these, and some of them I will, I don't know. Anybody need some bias tape? All right, well, that's that. I am going to, later this week, do some more of these cards, but using my trees. And right after I finished that, by the way, I was flipping through this, which is a journal made out of a magazine that I just folded up. It's not even a journal. It's a glue book. It's a place for me to shove my scraps and glue them down so that I don't feel bad about throwing them away, because I'll put them in this journal, have fun with them, and then if the journal, I don't love it, then when I throw it away, the scraps went away and I got to play with them. But I saw this. What do you think the odds are I can pull that off in the background of this? Shall we see? I think we shall. Anyway, thanks for coming by. Thanks for watching me open all this crazy crap. Thanks for being patient while I've been missing. And as always, have fun, be crafty, do better than me, get in your craft room. So I'll see you guys soon. Bye.